The story begins with a girl named Cairo. Cairo was very fond of writing since childhood, so she used to write a lot in her free time. Cairo is a high school student. She leaves for her school early in the morning through the forest path. Jonathan was very surprised to see Cairo coming so early because the class had not even started yet. Jonathan wanted to become a big and famous writer, but when his dream did not come true, he became a teacher. Cairo and Jonathan were talking when Cairo's friend Winnie comes here. Now there was enough time for the class to start, so they both go out for a while. After they leave, Jonathan starts checking Cairo's belongings, and he finds an adult book from Cairo's belongings. At that moment, a teacher named Boris comes here. In the next scene, we see Jonathan in his house at night, sitting with his wife. Here his wife was busy with her work, but Jonathan was in a romantic mood. After that, they both drink a little and become very close to each other. But Jonathan's wife's phone starts ringing, which spoils their mood. The next day, Jonathan and Boris were sitting in the schoolyard talking to each other. Boris was also a teacher at the same school. Then they see Cairo coming from the forest, who looked very beautiful. Cairo starts talking to them. After a while, Boris leaves here. Jonathan asks Cairo, "Aren't you afraid of coming from this forest?" Cairo says, "I am the most dangerous and scary thing here," to which Jonathan starts laughing. Then we see that Boris was passing by Winnie, and Winnie deliberately drops her book on the ground. Boris stops and asks Winnie, "What do you want?" On which Winnie starts coming closer to him and flirts with him, due to which Boris gets upset and leaves from here. Cairo was watching all this from a distance. She goes to Winnie and says to her a little angrily, "Are you crazy? You are doing all this with your teacher." Winnie says that you are jealous of me. But Cairo says, "Actually, I was surprised to see your courage." After a while, they both go home from school. Winnie says that I like Boris very much. Here Winnie tells Cairo that you are having an affair with Jonathan and then write about it. Cairo tells Winnie that Jonathan is 20 years older than me, but Winnie says that these days it is all normal. After this, Cairo becomes interested in Jonathan. The next day, Cairo looks at Jonathan carefully in class, and Jonathan sees this thing. He comes up to her and says, "Meet me after class." After some time, the class ended and Jonathan started waiting for Cairo. Cairo comes here. Then they both sit and start discussing English literature. Jonathan says that I want you to write a short story in the style of your favorite author, and if you do that, I will give you full marks in the midterm, to which Cairo agrees. Jonathan asks Cairo to come to a place on the weekend where he was going to help Cairo with this assignment. Now on the weekend, Cairo reaches the place mentioned by Jonathan. Then a poet starts reciting a poem to him, which Jonathan was listening very carefully. But Cairo's attention was only on Jonathan. The next day, Jonathan and Boris were sitting in the field, where Cairo had just come from the forest, after which Boris leaves here. Cairo and Jonathan sat here and started talking. After some time, Jonathan receives a message from his wife asking him to go for a walk. Then Jonathan comes to class. Here Cairo tries to attract Jonathan, but he rushes home. Cairo notices that his mobile phone is missing. Here Jonathan receives a call from Cairo because he had mistakenly brought Cairo's mobile phone. Then after some time, Jonathan comes to Cairo's house to return Cairo's phone. But as soon as he reaches there, it starts raining. During this time, Cairo comes out of her house in a beautiful dress, and she asks Jonathan to come in. But Jonathan was not ready for this, so Cairo herself comes close to Jonathan and kisses him. After this, Jonathan is completely lost in Cairo's thoughts. Jonathan goes to his small cabin and starts checking Cairo's mail. This story was actually about Cairo and a teacher and a student like Jonathan, whom Jonathan liked very much. But the next morning when Jonathan reaches school, he does not treat Cairo well. Actually, Cairo was going to submit this story of Jonathan as an assignment, and since he did not want to tell anyone about his relationship with Cairo, that is why he was treating Cairo like this. Jonathan says that you have written many wrong things in this story, to which Cairo says that it is all about us. But Jonathan says that there is nothing like that between us, and you have to rewrite your story, otherwise I will fail you in the midterm. Here Cairo gets angry and says that I wrote what you cannot write, and if you can fail me, then do it. After that, Cairo goes home crying and starts drinking with Winnie. Later we see Jonathan, who is very sad and worried. His wife asks him, to which Jonathan shows him the story written by Cairo. His wife becomes romantic even after reading it, and comes close to Jonathan. But then Boris comes here, due to which their romance remains incomplete. Here Cairo tells Winnie that I am not interested in Jonathan. Later Winnie starts harassing Boris by messaging him, but Winnie's words have no effect on her. After that, Jonathan's wife gets a call, due to which she comes to know about Jonathan and Cairo's relationship. But Jonathan says that it is all a lie. The next day Cairo tells the principal principal everything about herself and Jonathan. After that, when Jonathan is asked about it, he has no answer. Then Jonathan is expelled from school. At night, Jonathan reaches home and tells his wife that he has been fired from his job, after which his suspicion increases, and there is a fight between the two. Jonathan's wife threatens him with divorce and leaves here. Meanwhile, Vinny tells Cairo that Jonathan's life was ruined because of you. But Cairo was not at all sad that she ruined someone's life. She says that Jonathan used me. Now he will know what I am. With this, the film ends. Thanks for watching Vplus Recap. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you next time.